So, good afternoon, everyone. So, this is our first meeting for the subject, discussion. This is our second meeting. So, our discussion on Human Resource Management, BAHR 211. Okay, so I have pre-recorded this video class, no, so that you'll be able to replay this video anytime you want. So, I will upload this in our Idbudo class and in my YouTube account so that because this is distance learning and we encourage and we promote that the students will be able to study or learn at their own pace. Okay, so without further ado, class, let me share my screen to you so that we could start our discussion. So our first topic, again, this is your professor, your teacher, Bernex Razo Giamalan. So big picture A will cover week 1 to 3. So we are uh, a little behind, a little. So we are behind, yes, I know it. But so kaya mag-start na tayo ng discussion so that we could cope up, no? So we have ULOa. So to the first chapter or ULO, unit learning outcome, will talk about the nature of human resource management. ULO B will introduce the functions and activities related to human resource management. And ULO C, understanding recruitment and selection process. Okay. ULO A. First, we describe the nature of human resource management. So I presume since you are already second year, you already know, no, uh, or you already appreciated the uh, course itself, human resource management. So in this subject kasi class, uh, I will introduce to you the basic na mga functions or mga activities related to human resource management, no? Sa inyong higher year, you will dig deeper on those mga functions or activities. So diri lang class in our subject, it is just a introduction, no, to give you a foundation, no, about human resource management. So since this is your subject, this is your course, so I hope you will take it seriously. Okay? So, and I hope you will learn something from me, class. So, first off, we have to discuss what is management. I know you have taken up your BA 100 already, so you know the concepts of management. So, for the purpose only of reviewing class, so we have here management. So, if we mention the concept management, we picture out a person who commands people, di ba? Uh, when we say management, it is a organization, no, wherein there is a person or group of people uh, who plans, directs, organize, who do staffing and controls its people, no, in achieving a common goal. Okay, so however, there are various definitions of management. So these are the notable descriptions. Number one, management can be viewed as a science. So it is a science because we talk about the facts, uh, information class, no, the data, no, of management. So it is where the experts have to accumulate distinct body of knowledge about management, which is if studied and applied can enhance organizational effectiveness. So in this concept class, it is said that effective managers can be trained. So management as a science mean managers can be trained. Number two, define in terms of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So this is the uh, maybe the most common definition of management, post-decon. Okay? Number three, management can also viewed as an art. Kung kanina, science, it can also be viewed as an art. This means that managerial ability and success depends on management's traits such as charisma, enthusiasm, intelligence, integrity, decisiveness, and self-confidence. So, it is grounded in the concept that management is an art. Managers is said to already possess the managerial abilities when they are born. So, unlike some management as a science class that effective leaders can be trained, sa management as viewed as an art, it says that managerial abilities are born within the person already when he is born na nasa iya he possesses already the uh, uh, abilities of a manager. Okay, human resource management. So the description, so it is about the policies, systems, and practices that influence employees' behavior, performance, and attitude in the organization. So, in the same thought, human resource management focuses on employee or people in work organization that is part of the overall management process. So, in this concept of HR, employees possesses critical role being the competitive advantage and should be linked with the corporate strategy. So, before we perceive human resources as a what you call that as an expense, no, but today we take as our human resources as a competitive advantage, no, that are linked to the corporate strategy, no. So we are already the partner of our organization. Number two, every HR practitioners must be the partner of the organization in controlling organizational activities. Yes, to meet efficiency and equity objectives. So we are now considered as a strategic partner of our uh, organization. Okay? And mhm, to be able to support organizational business strategy or performance, there are various HR practices that must be followed. So we have here, number one, analysis and design of work, determining how many analysis and design of work, determining how many employees with specific knowledge and skills are needed. So this is what we call HR planning. So in HR planning, I mean, number one class, analysis and designing of work, diha ang uh, job analysis. No, we analyze the job, we, what you call that, uh, uh, we count our manpower, no, so that we will know our needs. And then determine how many employees with specific knowledge and skills are needed. Na diha ang HR planning and determining their knowledge and skills. Number three, attracting potential employees. So in this part or in this HR activity is what we call na naga-occur is the recruiting. So later on, i-discuss ito na isa-isa class, no? Those practices of HR. And then choosing the right employee fit for the job is what we call selection. So that is selection process. Next, we have training employees to execute their jobs efficiently and equipping them for the future. So that is the training and development activity. Okay, so we believe that our employees must be trained so that they can perform their tasks well. Okay, so next is strategically evaluate the output. So this is performance management or performance appraisal. So we have to check if our employees are uh, performing well, no, and we have to evaluate them strategically. Okay, so we have different uh, appraisal tools or techniques, no? And then rewarding human resources. So this is what we call compensation or remuneration. Okay? Ensuring a conducive work environment. So as part of our activities sa HR, we ensure employee relation that their workplace is conducive. Okay? And then take note that human resources is often referred to as a staff worker or a personnel. Yes, it is true. So human resources is our manpower. Okay. Human resources It's also about the policy, system, and practices that influence employees' behavior, performance, and attitude in the organization. Oh, no. Nabalik siya, class. Sorry. So we have here the figure, HR practices. So we have here analysis of work, HR planning, recruiting, selection, training, development, performance management, compensation, and employee relations. So with those HR practices of our activities, no, makuha na to, or we can achieve our company performance. So the result is performance. So continued. So there is a question, class, no. Uh, why do some organization succeed while others don't? So can you think of it? Manong we have the same structure, we have the same business, but how come the other organization do not succeed? Okay, so finding shows that class that the survival no lies not on the rational or quantitative approaches of the management, although it is a factor, but it does not really rely on quantitative or rational approaches, but rather on the commitment to irrational. When we say irrational, those are intangible, difficult to measure things, no? Mga difficult to measure. You cannot be as easily measured like your people. So it depends upon your people, your human resources, quality. So quality of your product, the customer service. So how did you deal with your clients, your customers, and most importantly, in developing the flexibility. Flexibility to meet the changing conditions uh, of our saan ni? In the industry. Okay? So, yun. So, others succeed due to the intangible, difficult to measure things. Okay? So, human resource management provides a creative spark in any organization. So, have you heard that the ano daw class that human resource management is considered as the heart of the organization. Why? Because without people, without your human resource management, human resources, it is almost impossible for organization to achieve its objective because it is its employees who carry out the activities. Thus, employees' involvement and commitment play a vital and key role in the success of any business organization. Okay, so without the commitment of your people, no, to perform the task, no, so or the assigned role, so possibility is uh, decreased success, no, or no success of the organization. So it is impossible to show a good financial and operating report unless you have the support and commitment of your employee. So we have here the major purposes of manpower management. This is from another author class. So he uh, differentiated the major purposes of manpower management or human resource management into four. So we have the acquisition, development, maintenance, and utilization. First, we have acquisition. So in this activities, acquisition class, the nahitabo or the process na job analysis. So you have to determine the job, what are the uh, importance of the job, what are the tasks related for the job, no? Recruitment. So diha ang, yes, recruitment, you recruit, your, you attract people, no? Selection, you select them out of those candidates and you place them, no? So those activity acquisition will lead to achieving your objective. And with that, that means no, acquisition means to get the right person for the right job. So that is acquisition. Second one is development. So after acquiring your employees, you develop them. So number one, we have under development, we have training and development. Yes, we train through coaching, job rotation, uh, etc., mentoring, no, performance appraisal. So we develop our employees through constructive criticism, no, and then coping with changing technology. So with that, no, we can achieve our goal, and development means to get the most from the employee. So we make sure that when we hire an employee, we will be able to get, no, to encourage them to give their best or to perform well in the organization. A third one is maintenance. So in this activity class, no, we have wage and salary administration, benefits and services. So we maintain employees by giving them a good salary, competitive salary, benefits, no, aside from statutory benefits that is given by regulated by the law or given by the law, we also give them benefits and services that is provided by the corporation or the organization, no, and then labor management relations. So we uh, check if we are following labor codes, okay, collective bargaining if there are some what you call that, mga uh, unions in the organization. So we maintain them by having a collect or conducting collective bargaining, and then discipline, complaints, and grievances. So as part of the maintenance of employees, we have to discipline them, create regulations, no, and if there are concerns, complaints, and grievances, we settle them, and we see to it that it is uh, addressed. Okay, so with that, in maintenance, we align, no, i-align na to siya sa atong objectives. And maintenance mean to retain the best workforce, okay? Because we don't just hire our employees and develop them, na dili na to sila i-maintain, because those HR activities are very costly. No, so we want to maintain our employees in the organization. Okay? Lain kay class nga imuha nang gi amuma, no, imuha nang gipangga nya biyaan raday ka, di ba? So dapat i-maintain na to sila class, dili na to biyaan na to ang mga human resources, di ba? Ana lang man na. And then utilization, so we utilize them, no, uh, their full potential. So, naa na diha ang human resource planning. For example, we develop one person so that siya ang maging successor as a manager, no? We train them. So, career development, so that is one, no? Then, it is also linked to objectives, and utilization means to instill loyalty among the employees, okay? And then with those four purposes, acquisition, development, maintenance, utilization, we get the overall objective. So this could be our vision, mission, no? And then it will lead to increased productivity. Okay? So next, we have ULO B. No, before we proceed, I have here a video presentation, no, so that
Operational managers had been forced to think in more strategic terms about how their organization could win against their competitors by utilizing their human resources. People within an organization are one of the primary means of creating a competitive advantage for the organization because management of human resources affects company performance. This is because most organizations of comparable size and scope within the same industry generally have access to the same material and facility-based resources that any other organization within the industry may have. The term successful is defined in this case as being more productive and more profitable than the competition. Managers are responsible for getting the job done through employees, so the organization's human resources are nearly always its most valuable resource. While employee job satisfaction can be an important aspect of employee engagement, the overall concept of employee engagement is much larger. It's a combination of job satisfaction, ability, and willingness to perform for the organization at a high level over an extended period of time. We define engaged employees as those who understand what they need to do and that add value to the organization and are satisfied enough with the organization and their roles within it to be willing to do whatever is necessary to see that an organization succeeds.
Okay. So, okay. That is our uh, video.